So is it, we're talking families, or are you talking about the students? So is it you or is it your family?
I don't think it would be either or.
Or is it families with their students?
It's just people that have a budget, like a weekly budget, they have $500 to spend within that week.
Okay, that's really different. Okay.
I'm thinking middle income people that will have budgets or low income.
That works.
Folks.
Understood. So budgets on the lower side.
I mean,
good. Okay. Excellent. All I want is who right now, and that who makes sense. Does that make sense to y'all? Does it make sense to y'all? You're not. Okay. You have an idea? A thought?
Maybe like a business owner network, but was regionally based.
And that's for who? So keep going. Tell me who.
Who, for those aspiring or pursuing a certain, a respective field,
okay.
So it would give them a chance to kind of like.
Which field, sir?
I guess I would want to make it kind of bad, like cover like business owners, like if
I just gave them a whole thing about why everybody and all ain't good. So you want to come on? Who?
Who's the specific college students?
Okay. That's a default answer. Anytime I push y'all, I go for college students. Okay, go ahead. College students.
Individuals between the age of 18 to 24 who are pursuing or aspiring to go into business. And you will be able to find business owners in your area to connect with and maybe intern with.
Okay, that's enough. Thank you. All right. So the who makes you sense. Now, if we're talking about aspiring college students who want to start a business, and then the next step is in their local area, in their region. Make sense, folks? Okay. So we're still going.
Roy, I have a question.
Yes.
Do like apps like the favorites? Does the iSaver, does that have a hook?
You tell me.
I mean, it has a hook, but it seems like it's everybody answer. So I'm asking you, who's their hook?
Okay, good. So what we don't have is a full description of that example. What the way you go about selling an app like that is you would establish target demographics. So what they would do is they would promote themselves like at tech conferences, where a very clear, like a smartphone conference, a very clear who is there. That is where a lot of ideas that go viral, that's how they get started. They don't tell you that, and that's why you don't know this. But they start with a very clear target market, and then that market spreads it. And so now it's literally viral from one person to another. But as far as how they market themselves, a lot of those things they begin with a very clear target market in mind. And that's where they make themselves present to get viral spread.
Okay.
So that's only you get to 500,000, right? As if it takes off viral. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I understand.
Okay. Where are we now? So moving on. All right. So how are they solving this problem today? Okay. So give me. Here's a question. So what's your name, sir? Gentleman with the text idea.
Vidura.
Vidura. Vidura. Okay. So those folks who are trying to get the text demystified, how are they solving that problem today?
Are they solving it today?
Uh-huh. So their problem is that we're going to assume it's parents. Their child is texting weird things. They don't know what that means. How are they solving their problem today? Y'all laugh because y'all get it. So that's the point. Go.
I don't know. Ask, what are you saying? Just try to find out from people. Do you know what this means?
Okay, that's one. So be specific. I'm trying to get these out of the specificity. So who are they asking? Okay, child is one place to go. Where else they go? Okay, exactly. Okay, so you reach out to a friend of yours who's got a young one. Hey, do you know? Right? Who else are they going to? Yeah.
There are actually some websites where you can just type, like, I know there's a website called What the Hashtag.
Okay.
And then it's like whenever on Twitter there's a hashtag, you just type in what the hashtag is, and it tells you why people are tweeting about it.
Okay.
So some people are going on the internet.
Okay. Now, I'm going to fast forward us here. So tell me what this process is. Now, the way I phrase it on purpose, I said, how are they solving this problem today? What's another way of saying it? Just another way of figuring out what?
Why is that? Why is necessary?
Okay.
Or what's in existence today?
Which is a way of saying what?
How can I make it better?
Yeah.
Partly, there's a word I'm looking for. Right? So competition by itself, look for other guys that sell other stuff. But there's a way that people are going about solving that problem that may not be buying a solution. It could be this dude. right? Can y'all see? He's got a square tire on the front of his tractor. I did it again.
That's bad.
See, this is part of it. That's still old school. Okay. He's got a square tire on his front, right? Now he's doing his best to roll forward with that square tire, right? That's literally painful, right? I mean, clearly that's literally painful. So, how is he getting from point A to point B today? With a square tire on his front. That was equivalent to this parent who was trying to figure out these text messages by running around town with a cell phone, talking about who can solve who. Because if you're a parent who's worried about, now think about this for a second. If you're a parent worried about their child doing things that you don't know what they're doing, kind of like y'all in the street don't know what y'all doing, and you happen to stumble upon some text code, as a parent, what do? You write that code down and go shop it around to people to find an answer. I mean, is this not real? So this is for the parent who right now is literally walking around their office saying, does anybody understand what this text code means? I am worried about my daughter because she's in college right now talking to weird people about weird stuff. And what you're going to say to that parent is, I have an app that will decode that for you and keep you from having to run around your office with your hands out like this. Do y'all see the application there?
Now, see, you mentioned some positive things here, Jose, because I think somebody said it earlier. Sometimes you think an app will be static, it won't be dynamic. Well, we know that the terminology is going to constantly be changing. So the reason you want to get this app is because we're going to come out with some new stuff as students in about a week, you know, and how do you keep up? You know, that's important. To take, that's what the whole app game's about. It's being dynamic. You want to get into industries that are dynamic. Websites are into static. Apps are into dynamic. And you have to understand the difference.
And in a situation like this texting stuff changes every day, right? Y'all come up with new ways to communicate every single day. So again, the value of having a dynamic solution makes a whole lot of sense, right? But what I'm trying to get y'all into right now is the mind frame of your prospective customer, helping them understand what their daily business is like. Because your ability to sell them and to recreate this moment for them is the same ability that it will buy it from you. Does that make sense? Okay? It's kind of like missing out on homecoming, right? You see picture folks having parties, you go like, I should be at that, right? And how come I can't? Where is that happening? And what do? You run around the campus trying to figure out where is that party going to occur. And if that party could be in your hip pocket, that's something you might be worth paying for in your money. Okay? This is the base of it, guys. If you miss this, it's a lot of money spent, a lot of time spent pursuing the wrong thing. Okay? So how many people have this problem? So if you're going to get to the point these guys made about music, if you're going to get investors on this in their world, for them, right? So they want to know how many people are actually going to buy. Are actually going to buy this artist's music, right? How many people in this region are interested in our artist's music? Same idea behind this app or this business concept that you have. How many people are like the one that you're describing? How many mothers or parents are there out there, or caretakers are there? Now look, how many mothers? I just did it. I wasn't thinking about how many mothers, how many parents, which frankly doubles the number. We'll go with that for a second. How many parents? How many caretakers? So now we're grandmothers, aunts, uncles, foster parents, right? The market size just got bigger. Did y'all see that? So you see how that, not even my idea, y'all. I just heard this idea, whatever it was 10 minutes ago. But that is an example of how to think this through. Okay? So now y'all tell me, where can you get these kinds of answers from? That's a great answer. Where? Research where? The internet, another great answer. Where on the internet?
Security, a number of parents who Social Security offer, not social card, but the census. Yeah,
Census?
Population size of each region. Population size of each region.
Okay. Good. Who said census? Yeah. Where else?
Doesn't Google have a feature where you can actually put in, you can look up exactly who's searching for what keywords, and then it'll come up by region.
Where else? Where else? Demographic from where? Come on, from where? I'm asking you, where can you get this data? We're trying to figure out how many people would want to buy our stuff. This is a question worth answering. Where do you get it?
Look at the website for similar products.
Okay, and then do what?
And find the information, like how much revenue they're making, all other stuff.
That's PSS.
Okay, what is that?
It's a market research program.
Okay. Y'all know what that is? Say it again.
That's PSS.
Tell them what it is.
It's a market research program.
How do you get access to it?
We actually got a lot of software.
Okay. But if you're a more scholarly company, that's not a problem.
Now, I have to chime in now because I'm one of the people who sees all these business plans come in, they're submitted. We may see 200 or so of these. And a lot of times you won't have the demographics in the plan. Now, if I don't know the demographics, I can't win. You know the information. You may put a number, but you don't even tell me where you got the information. Is it reliable? Is it trustworthy? Are you making this up? You got to help the person who's reading it trust to what they're seeing. You know it's research. You know it's the internet. But you got to show and prove why. And I'm only making this point is everybody here knows what to do, but they don't put it on paper.
Right.
And that's the part we're trying to make sure happens, that your idea and information gets put on paper concisely so that the final reader says, "Ooh, I like this. And I want to, check it off as a really good plan and then a winning type plan." That's what we're trying to get here. Everything is concise and sharp so that at the end of the day, nobody questions what you got on paper.
That makes sense? Okay, so you're bringing somebody into your world, right? They don't care about you. They do not care about your idea. They do not care about your idea. They do not care about the fault of your idea. In fact, if you are saving kids in Ghana, don't care. Okay? So what now? They want the success of the idea is what they want. They want their name attached to the success and the growth and the spread of that idea. And your job is to make the case. And this is what helps you make the case. Okay? We try to sell things through a bleeding heart, and people don't care. If I told y'all we have a discipline workshop on Saturday, I'd have got 3 of y'all. Okay? But we tried very hard to make sure that you knew that this thing was going to actually help you think through the ideas that are in your world. That's how we sold this to y'all. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. So now, since you've gone through that now, right? Oh, by the way, what we just did is called what? What is it called in the business world?
Market segmentation.
Market segmentation, or another word.
You said SWOT analysis?
No, that's not what I'm thinking. It's another single word. Market what?
Research.
Market size is what I'm asking. Market size. Okay, that was how many people, right? What's the size of that market? Okay. On purpose, like I said, I try to take the business language out of these descriptions, so you can just think through the challenge and not have to worry about what does this mean, in my classroom. Okay. So now we're talking about how does the app solve this problem. So I use a classic infomercial advertisement to make the point of infomercials do a very good job of describing what their product does, right? It slices, it dices, it marinates, it flambés, it does this, it does that. You've seen that, right? Having that description without understanding who it's for and the context for it is like another guy selling you stuff. So now once you've done the other things, you can talk about specifically what it does. Now we can talk functionality, right? For this PDF reader, for example. Right, so the fact that it's easy to download, only costs $1, allows you to read documents up to a certain size, whatever those functionality elements are. Now we can talk about those. Okay? The challenge and the mistake that we see a lot of students make specifically is you start talking about this up front. You start telling me about it slicing and it dicing and it cutting and it doing all these things. I don't care. If I don't know how many people there are that we're selling it to, if I know a problem that we're solving for them and that this is not relevant to them, then you're giving me a flyer for an event on Friday that I don't want to go to. You are literally that guy. Yes, sir. This is about functionality. This is about technical specifications, functionality.